Hello, welcome to Recover and Grow in September. And if you're just joining us for the first time, a very big welcome to you. You're joining us in a month that is a very exciting one. It's a sort of pivotal month between summer and autumn. And that conjures up different feelings in different ones of us. Sometimes it's a bit of a regret because summer is over or nearly over, and the days are getting shorter, and we're bringing stuff in and we're beginning to close down for the winter, as it were. But if you're a gardener, I think that you have a different take on this, and it's something that I really want to recover with you myself, which is that living in the seasons and appreciating every little thing in each season is really what we're about. And when you garden and you work with the land and you work with the soil, that's what happens. And you begin to see that actually September and early autumn has its own absolutely wonderful things to discover. It's still a very busy month. There's still lots to do. We're going to cover a lot of things this month together. And do make sure that you download the schedules which are available now for September, so that you know the growing schedules, you know what needs to be done for the vegetable garden, what needs to be done in the flowers, what the jobs are that need to happen, so that you're kind of prepared and can take your pick of all the things that apply to you. I've always loved September. I think as a child, we lived for some of my childhood in the Far East, and there were no seasons, and I missed them terribly. I can remember at the age of about 8 or 9 absolutely pining to be able to sit by a fire and wear a cardigan and snuggle down. There was nothing sort of cosy about being hot all the time. So I think that's probably inbred in me, but it's certainly been more, it's been much more heightened really since I've been gardening. And I can remember the excitement of the harvest. The very first year that I began to start growing my own food in my little rented cottage in Tenterden was when I went out one day with my camera on a late evening in September, early September, and it was very hot and it was very dry and it was very, very golden everywhere because the harvest was coming in. And I can remember with my camera watching tractors and combines and little sort of vans, little jeeps with grain in the back of them, rushing up and down and around the place in the fields, and just thinking what an incredibly exciting time it is to get the harvest in. And that's something that I suppose we've lost, where we go to the shops now and we can buy the same things in September as we do every other month of the year. Comes in perhaps from a different place, but it's all the same. And we've lost that excitement of bringing in the harvest and storing it away. And I think that's a real shame. So I've learnt to be grateful for it. And I want to tell you some stories of our first September here, when we came here in our Airstream caravan trailer, brought it down here and put it in a field by the barn. That was September. And there was this tremendous feeling of excitement of, gosh, we better get on, we better build a home before the winter comes and before the winter rains and the winter storms. We need to get the Airstream up onto the terrace and get it in the shelter of the barn. We need to bring in electricity and water, and we need to get our things, all of our belongings, safe and warm and dry. And it somehow brought me back to the real sort of elemental way of living, where you are in the elements, and it means that you appreciate every moment of good weather and of sunshine, and there's still those evenings where you can sit out because you know that it's going to change, and it makes you appreciate it tremendously. Much depends on the weather in September. The atmosphere can be balmy and lazy, and the garden's all going to seed and it's all fruiting and it's wonderfully sort of tranquil, or it can be stormy and wet and oh my goodness, what a shock, we better get on because we've got to get things in before they get ruined. in rain and wind and thunder and storms. We've had that this year, and it's been quite a shock. So it's totally unpredictable. It's one of those months which is unpredictable. You don't know what it's going to be like. And so you've got to be on your toes and ready for anything. And I kind of love that. And I get a kind of new energy in September. I'm quite lethargic in August, even though I'm really busy in the garden. There's lots to do. In September, I get a kind of whole new lease of life somehow. And I just love it. I love getting in the harvest. I love getting the garden into a comfortable place to be mulched and ready for the winter. I love seeing my produce. I love preserving. I love all the cooking that goes with it. So I really hope you're going to enjoy it with me and come with me and hear the stories of how we survived our first September, and come into my store and see what we're actually producing and preserving for the winter. We're going to bring in the squash. What else are we going to do? There's lots of things we're going to do this month. We're going to plan and arrange the store, make passata, fill up the greenhouse till it's bulging with great things that we can harvest during the winter. We're going to harvest the grapes, the apples, the pears. We're going to get a lot of preserving done. We've got lots to do together. So I hope that you can download the schedules, see what needs to be done, take your pick, come and be inspired, come and hear what life here is like in September. And yeah, I'm looking forward very much to sharing it with you all.